Approaches, trap 3 wide. Then Touch of Force racing on the inside of Yobro. Good steady clip in the early part, about 2.5 lengths into Kiwi Golfer. Behind it was Idea from Ancient Ritual, the inside of Sirinel. Royal Snack second last. Harmonious a length and a half away at the tail of the field. About 1,200 metres to go, and the mare Calzone the leader. She's 3/4 of a length clear. 2 Silver Arch and third the inside Waterford Road. Around it Western Approaches is now 1 away from the rail. Yobro's up racing 5th on the outside of Touch of Force, about 2 lengths to Kiwi Golfer. 3/4 to Idea, a similar gap to Ancient Ritual. Then Sirinel third last, 1.5 to Royal Snack and 2 lengths to Harmonious at the tail. About 900 to go, Calzone in front, only about a half a length now to Silver Arch. A length and a half to Western Approaches around Waterford Road, and Touch of Force sneaking through on the inside. Yobro to 6th, and then Kiwi Golfer getting a bit closer from Idea. Ancient Ritual, Sirinel, Royal Snack and Harmonious last of all. Rounding the turn, 600 metres to run. Calzone a narrow leader from Silver Arch. Western Approaches ridden along third, and then Waterford Road. Touch of Force has got a lovely run through the field of 5th on the inside from Kiwi Golfer, and then Idea hooked out with Yobro down to the 350 metre mark now. Silver Arch took the lead from Waterford Road. Touch of Force is out in plenty of time, and it ranged up to hit the lead. Yobro coming after it. Touch of Force the leader from Yobro, then Kiwi Golfer, Ancient Ritual, Royal Snack running on. Yobro goes to Touch of Force. Kiwi Golfer along the rails and Royal Snack running on. Yobro hit the lead though from Touch of Force, Royal Snack and Yobro. Yobro's won it from Royal Snack and Touch of Force. Then Kiwi Golfer followed by Idea. Next in Ancient Ritual from Silver Arch. Sirinel, Waterford Road didn't find much in the straight. Harmonious, Western Approaches and Calzone knocked up to finish last.
Funny run race, Dan. I was surprised to see Calzone leading there. Waterford Road right up there, but all the honours with Yobro, ridden by Gavin Eads. Got home very well. Seemed to be friendless in the betting.
Yeah, at pretty good odds. It won a Group 3 race only 2 runs ago. Beat to horses like Ripper and Bullwinkle. Quite a handy field at Group 3 Kingston Town. And today, just setting off the speed, it loomed up and it's won convincingly. Royal Snack had to make up a lot of ground. A Touch of Force, well, it couldn't have been ridden any better.
No, had a beautiful run. Waterford Road had a lovely run. But here's all the honours, just flicking the tail a bit in the green here. Ridden by Gavin Eads and Royal Snack. I thought he was going to get home here very hard. But good run. Old Kiwi Golfer on the fence in the red hat. He's run all right. Royal Snack was a very good run. But Yobbo was just a great run. Here's the eye in the sky shot. You can see here. That's
Touch of Force in front being tackled by Yobro. Kiwi Golf from the red cap getting through. Waterford Road by this time perhaps is feeling his weight, and Royal Snack was getting to the line pretty strongly. He's just getting into third now.
Incredible shot that, Dan.
Terrific shot. Yobro the winner. He looked like he was in a sour mood going to the gates, but this preparation, he's won a few races. Trained by Kirk Roberts at Rose Hill, so brought him down for this race today. So very astute trainer to get him set for a race like this. John Letts, $50,000 race, and a terrific win to see Gavin Eads back in town.
Yes, and Gavin's, you know, you've had a pretty quiet carnival, Gav, up to now.
I have, John. I've ridden about 5 winners in the bush since I've been down. Just got beaten on Saturday in the last race.
Yeah, there wasn't much in that, was there?
Yeah, I haven't had much ammunition.
But Gav, I noticed the horse had his tongue out a bit when you pulled up. You said he didn't race through the race like that.
He didn't race through the race like that. He travelled through the race lovely.
Gavin, it's hard for horses coming from Sydney down here, their first way of time down here, this way of going. You seem to adapt to it pretty well.
He did. Well, he's been down here for a week or 2 now.
All right.
Galloping this way. Got a good young trainer in Kurt Roberts. He really knows what he's doing, and
the horse looks good, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
Congratulations, Gav.
Thanks, mate.
John Letts and Gavin Eads back in town. Group 1 Gav, they called him only a couple of seasons ago, didn't they, when he won the Doncaster and a host of feature races, Sydney Cup. Peter Donegan, that is Yobro and Gavin Eads. I suppose a bit of a wipeout for punters, but it was one of those races where everyone was pretty wary.
Yes, and rightly so, as it turns out, and Kirk Roberts is the winning trainer, Dan. Congratulations, Kirk. Nice to win a race over the carnival.
Thank you. Yes.
Well, what about, he was a bit friendless in the betting, I suppose, a bit of an upset for some people, but how were you going into the race?
Oh, he always wins at 20 or 30 to 1, this horse. Never wins in the race.
I noticed when Gavin was giving him one around the backside, he was swishing the tail a bit, but is that just a trait of his?
Well, it seems to be in the breed. The 3 of them have done it out of the mare, so they don't give in.
Tell us something about yourself. We don't know a lot about you down here.
Oh, I'm just a small trainer in Rose Hill. bred a few horses. We bred this one ourselves. Doing our best.
How many have you got in work up there?
Only half a dozen.
Well, that's a pretty good thing to do to win a race over the carnival. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The winning trainer there, Kirk Roberts, with Yo Bro, Gavin Eads. The winning rider, as Dan mentioned, Group 1 Gav. And he's back in town. 6, 1 and 8. The time 2:1.5. Officially fourth in the race was Kiwi Golfer, and fifth home was Idea as Gavin Eads brings the winner, Yo Bro, back to scale. We'll take a break and be back to Flemington very shortly.
Story of the week, really. A smile on every face, a glass in every hand, just about, and a good time had by all. We're after correct weight on the second.
Numbers have been confirmed.
From Mr. Gleeson.
1, 8, 5, 4, 10 and 11.
There's the numbers.
Correct weight.
That means he's happy. The weight is right, as they say, correct weight, and that means Danny Malecki can pay you some money.
Yo Bro, Tim, $17.50 and $4.60 for number 6. Number 1, Second Royal Snack at $3.60 and 8 Touch of Force $1.90. Quinella $104.60. Trifecta $1,426.70 and the running double $36.90. It was a length and a quarter by Nectar Margins and the time was 2 minutes 1.5. Fourth was number 5 Kiwi Golfer and fifth was number 4 Idea. Yo Bro, the winner of race 2.
And yo bro to you too, Danny. And a good winner too. The Totally Wild Stakes. There's that familiar logo of ours. You can see succinctly flying above the Como in Melbourne. Beautiful win. A very good win indeed. Presentations are ready down in front of the members. Here's Rob Gaylor.
Thank you, Tim. Ladies and gentlemen, the Totally Wild Stakes, of course, sponsored by the 10 Network, representing the VRC, Mr. John Finning. But to present the trophy, a familiar face to many people down here, of course, in Melbourne. News presenter from the 10 Network, Mr. Mel Walden. Thank you, Rob. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Network 10 has been associated with the Spring Racing Carnival now for 19 consecutive years. It reflects an ongoing commitment to programming such as news, sport,
and Talbot.
Thanks, Tim. Well, it's absolute chaos here. If you can see, this is the, well, one of the heats of fashions on the field for the juniors, girls 6 to 12. And one of our star judges today is Kylie Smith from Totally Wild. Hey, welcome.
Hi, Lynn. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Now, there's a lot to choose from today.
It's going to be very difficult to judge these kids here. They all look fantastic. They've all done such a great job dressing up today, and so it's going to be a really hard decision to pick a winner.
Well, good luck with that. Now, tell us about your first year, which you've just completed as a reporter on Totally Wild.
Well, I've had a fantastic year. I mean, it's just the best job a reporter on Totally Wild. I've just done some fantastic things, seen some really interesting places, and yeah, I've had a lot of fun this year.
And a few risky moments, I'm told, too.
Yes, we have had a few risky moments. One of them was just this week. I did a story on peregrine falcon chicks, and what we had to do was abseil down a 30-foot sheer cliff. And I've never abseiled before, so I was pretty scared about that. And we were going down to get the little chicks to tag them. We got about halfway down the cliff, and the mother falcon was not happy with us. She started getting really cranky and swooping at us and kept hitting into our helmets, hitting into our arms, and I was just so scared. But when I got picked up, I was really pleased. I did a few little scars, but came out of it.
Yes, I saw a bit of a scar on your arm before. I hope you're getting danger money there.
Oh, I think I should be, but just for the fun, I think.
Well, good luck anyway.
Wonderful achievement for one of the master trainers, a genius he was called on Tuesday. But he's had many thrills in his life, and last Tuesday's Melbourne Cup was one of many.
Flemington. James Bartholomew Cummings. The Foster's Melbourne Cup. 3 institutions, each entwined in the other. Bart Cummings more a part of our greatest race than any man in history. 10 times he's won it now, 5 times he's Quinella'd it. And in the heat of the moment, Darren Beedman got this assessment right.
He is an absolute genius with a capital G.
69 next week, Bart is having one of his greatest seasons with Saintly's win in the Cox Plate and the Melbourne Cup. And 3-year-olds Alpha, Denendry and Dashing Eagle turning back the clock to the years when Group 1 winners were being churned out of the Cummings stable in 3 states.
I just sort of grew up with the horses in my blood, I suppose.
Bart's father, Jim Cummings, was a Melbourne Cup winning trainer himself. And as strapper and later foreman, young Bart learned...
You know, but this is Family Day. Joining me, though, is Alan Fletcher and Jen Hansen. Thanks for joining us today on this stakes day. Jen, it's a terrific week for Melbourne, isn't it? You must be enjoying it.
It's just wonderful, and especially the weather this year. It really has been just fantastic to have the sun out for once, finally. It's been great, really good.
Now, Alan, or Dr. Carl, as we all know you, how does it feel to be a dad in real life?
Oh, it's just terrific with this beautifully mannered young lady of mine. She's such a peaceful young lady.
The last race, she just can't take it, you know, at this age.
Well, you were telling me she was picking better tips than Peter earlier, so, but she's not too happy at the moment.
Here she goes. This is race 3 at Flemington, and as you can see, she's picked all 9 horses. but King Carl, I think, is obviously the choice.
Yeah, of course. Now, Dr. Carl, though, and neighbours, what's happening with you at the moment? What can you let us in on?
He's in turmoil at the moment because of the accidental death of Cheryl. He just doesn't know what to do with himself. He's quit medicine, so he's a very upset man.
OK, now what about your punting today? Are you in front, given Veronica's big tips?
Just thrown about 6 tickets in the bin just from one race alone. I mean, I've almost blown every cent on the first race. I'm not a punter.
All right, well, good luck today. And Jen, I think you need a little bit of luck with Veronica at the moment.
Yes, thanks very much.
OK, back to you, Tim. I think Family Day here at the Marquee, it's getting a little tense, but as we say, we're almost approaching sleep time.
Yeah, and we all need our sleep, Sandra, don't we? Yes, it's a beautiful day here. A lot of young people in, and I hate calling them kids. They deserve better than that. And it's really a beautiful afternoon. And we're having a fabulous time, Peter. I don't know about you. I'm sure you are.
Yes, we are, Tim. The only thing I wanted to ask you was, when Sandra was talking about sleep time, was she talking about Veronica or herself?
A little bit of both, probably. Veronica first, Sandra much later, I would suggest.
OK, Sandy, well, you go off to bed now, and we'll try and pick the winner of the third, and I think we can, Jen. I think it'll be Sports here. And, well, this 2-year-old, he's walking around the mounting yard like he's an old 6-year-old hurdler. He's done it all before.
Well, he has. In fact, he's got a bit of experience on his side here too, and his 2 runs have been 2 wins, and they've both been very, very good. He does look hard to beat. He's walking around extremely quietly. A lot of these are getting quite toey, and I think he definitely is the horse to beat in the race.
Actually, I just saw something there. He has been walking around quietly, but as soon as Gauci got on his back, he started carrying himself in a different manner, and that's the sign of a good racehorse, isn't it?
Well, it is, and he's by Zetative, and this horse is bred to sprint, so you'd expect him to go very fast here.
Now, number 2, Greg Childs is the rider here, and this horse won impressively at its first 2, and then was lucky to beat the Ambulance home at Moonee Valley, but there were excuses.
Yes, it was reported that this horse did have an abscess near the hoof there, and you can see there as he's walking around a little bit short behind Pete, but sometimes it doesn't worry them. I'm sure that he wouldn't be sent out if he wasn't all over that. His starts before that, well, he won 2, so he really does have experience on his side as well, and he's got ability, so he's there with an each-way chance.
John Hawkes has got the favourite. He's also got number 3, Deceive, which has had the 2 runs for a win and a third in South Australia. Greg Hall, the replacement rider here.
Well, 2 starts ago, got back off midfield and ran on quite well there at Morfordville. Then won very easily. Quite a strong type too in the mounting yard. I just wonder about the form from there, whether or not it's really quite strong enough. I've left him there with a place chance.
Number 4 is Don't Say Goodbye. Eddie Kasser has had the 2 starts, placed at both.
Yes, I thought he did have the run of the race at Moonee Valley, but just no match for the winner Sports on that occasion. Nice big colt, maybe a place chance.
Number 6 is King Carl, and Mick Dittman rides here for Francis Houlihan, and will be all the better for the 1 start.
Sure, and led on that occasion and stuck on fairly well at his debut. Looking at him in the yard, he does look particularly fit. One of the fitter horses there, so he probably there with a place chance in this.
Now, we need your assessment on the bottom 3, Jen, because they're the first starters. Number 7, Sheer Vigour, Rodney Griffiths.
Well, the mare, if you go on the mare's form, she won 3 races over 1,000 metres up to 1,400 metres, so should be able to go quite fast. Nice racy type of horse, so I've left him there with a place.
And Peter Hayes has got the bottom 2, number 8, Lady of the Pines, to be ridden by Stephen King.
A very expensive yearling, this one, 140,000 she costs. A very nice tall filly. She's probably hitting around about 15, just over 15, 16 hands, I would say. I'd respect her chances. She's from a very good family.
Right, that's Sheer Vigour there, number 7, and that's number 8, Lady of the Pines, going up to the gates as we spoke about her. So now we can take a look at the bottom one in Tragurian, number 9, Eddie Wilkinson, the rider again, trained by Peter Hayes.
We were noticing him as he was walking around the mounting yard. She was getting very excited, and I wonder whether or not that's going to upset her chances in this race. Obviously a very well-bred filly, and respect the stable for sure. Peter Hayes and Sangster does own this horse, so I'd leave her with the place chance in the race.
Righto, there she is, and she's a little bit more composed than she was in the mounting yard when she first came in. Your selections, Jen?
Well, Pete, I've gone this way. I'm going with the toppy, number 1 Sports to win from number 8 Lady of the Pines, and for third I'll put in number 2 Umrum.
Tim Gossage down in the betting ring. Any money for anything apart from sports here in race number 3?
No money for sports whatsoever, Peter. Odds on the tote. You can get a lot better than that down here in the ring. It has been unwanted down here. Money early was for Deceive and Sheer Vigour. Interesting, John Mars tip. It's been tipped to have worked well during the week, and it's about each way odds. At 16s on the tote, much shorter here in the ring.
We're around about 6 minutes away from the start of the third race down the straight. 1,000 metre course. Duke of Westbury, number 5, are scratching a field of 8, a small field. And they're on their way to the gates. We'll be back with the running of the Bobby McGee's Maribyrnong Plate on the final day of the VRC Spring Carnival of 1996 in just a moment.
You ring that bell, bell, shout and you yell, how you broke the spell.
Candidates at the stalls now for the Bobby McGee's Maribyrnong Plate. There's the scene from the Whitman's Lightship, which has been providing us with such spectacular pictures for the last week, the week of the carnival. And there is the Lightship up above Flemington on what is a breezy day, so I'm sure it's a little bit of a bumpy ride up there, but the pictures are so steady and magnificent. Roy Higgins is with me now. And how did you mark them here in the third, Roy?
Well, the toppy's been a little bit easy out in the ring. I couldn't detect any reason for that. He looked magnificent in the yard. He's a lovely big colt, nice and relaxed. I marked him clearly on top. Of 2 Umrum. Looked for a bit of improvement from this horse. He raced here at Moonee Valley, but reported to have had an abscess on his back foot. He looked beautiful, a big, strong guy. And the 2 of the Hayes from the Hayes camp here, the 8 and the 9, Lady of the Pines and Tragurian. Both good types, both trained up, and both looked well. I marked them 1, 2, 8 and 9 for race 3.
This Lady of the Pines out.
See, as you called it right at the start, Danny, he went right down on his knees, and in a 2-year-old race you just can't afford to do that. But Lady of the Pines, you can see beautiful education these horses get from Peter Hayes. They bring them over here. They've done plenty of work, and she just took my eye going to, here's the start here. There's Sports Arrow and 5.
Yeah, watch what happens here. Umrum was also a bit tardy to begin, which was just outside it.
There they go.
Have a look. It's just gone down on its haunches. Look at that. See, and even Umrum was awkward out. The horse outside it.
Yeah, the horse is just sprawled, and yeah, they've ran 57.7, and it's almost impossible to have something like that happen to you in a 2-year-old race. But you can see on the outside that Stephen King on Lady of the Pines. He just takes a nice sit on it. The other one of in the Robert Sangster's colours in the green and blue. That's the other runner of Hayes's.
Just
it
got
travels very nice. Sports had no luck at all in run. I can assure you that he was really tight whole out the straight. Here's Lady of the Pines arrowed here, and
she always looked like she was going better than Tragurian, but credit to the other filly, she fought on well for Eddie Wilkinson.
Fought on very well.
8, 9 and 3 are the official numbers. I thought Umrum, he didn't want to go early at all, but it got to the line well to run 5th, 4th in Don't Say Goodbye. Stable at Quinella, 2 fillies trained by Peter Hayes. He scratched both of them during the week, reset them for this race. He made the right option, Peter.
Yes, and Peter is just chatting with Father Colin down here at the moment, and she is a nice filly, that winner. She was going to win some way from home, I thought.
Yeah, she's a lovely filly. You know, it was just unfortunate that we had to clash the 2 fillies, really. I mean, as I said this morning, the Roy's Jester filly is also a very good filly, and she just had a little bit of discharge from her nose on Tuesday morning, which worried us a bit, so we didn't run her. Consequently, they've had to front up together today, which is a shame. I hated running them together, but still. I mean, the winner is an outstanding filly.
And I noticed the second filly was up on her toes when she came into the mounting yard too, so she's going to be better for the experience of coming to the races as well.
They're 2 different types of fillies. The winner is a very relaxed filly, and the other filly is more a 2-year-old type. I think this filly will get better as she gets older, whereas Tragurian, I think, is a straight 2-year-old.
Can they fly right to the top, Pete, in the autumn?
You know, I think that they're going to be, you know, they're going to be both very good fillies in the autumn. But I think this Lady of the Pines is just not really a 1,000-metre horse, and I think the further she goes, the better she'll get.
Well done.
Thank you.
Peter Hayes, the winning trainer. Quinella, in fact, in the third. Here's Stephen King, the winning rider, with Johnny Letts.
Yeah, Pete, I was just saying to Steve, you picked up another Group 2 and $100,000 race in the Maribyrnong Plate. Steve had a nice run throughout, just sat off him.
She did, John. You know, she's built like a 3-year-old. She's got a lot of strength about her, and it's a fairly soft win.
You know, Steve, the amazing part about the Hayes horses, aren't they all very well educated? They race like they've had 3 or 4 starts.
Yeah, well, she's like that. She's very well educated, and you'd swear she's raced before and been here before.
Yeah, she looked beautiful in the yard. She was a pick in the yard.
She is, you know, she's a nice type, and I think she'll go places.
Yeah, good luck, mate.
John Letts talking to Stephen King after the 3rd race on the program, and I think there's probably, Jen, a couple of things that we...
And we're after correct weight from Des Gleeson. Correct weight. And it is there, the sprint race, Bobby McGee's Maribyrnong Plate. Dividends, please, Dan Millick.
The winner, Lady of the Pines, returns $4.50 and $1.60. 9 Tragurian $3.30 and number 3 Deceiver $1.90. Quinella $20.80. That's the stable Quinella. Peter Hayes Quinella $20.80. Trifecta $290.20. And the running double $106.20 on 6 and 8. A half a length by 2.5 lengths to the margins. 4th, number 4, Don't Say Goodbye. 5th in number 2, Umrum. And the time very slick for the youngsters, 57.7.
Yes, just notice there that was Lady of the. What you just need to put in is Pines. We're pretty fond of Lady of the Pines up here.